Republicans in Congress who are investigating an alleged bribe between President Biden and a foreign national are now admitting their so-called evidence may not even exist. Take a listen to what Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa said on Monday regarding the alleged evidence and how his colleagues responded.
These recordings were allegedly kept as a sort of insurance policy for the foreign national in case that he got into a tight spot. The 1023 also indicates that then Vice President Joe Biden may have been involved in bribery employing Hunter Biden.
We don't know for sure if these tapes exist. If they do, and they say what Senator Grassley has said that he thinks they're gonna say, then I think that's a different animal.
We don't know really whether the tapes exist. I mean, we just don't know that. Whether this was just a bluff on the part of, whoever the executive was. We think it was Nikola Zlochevsky, the CEO of the corrupt oligarch. But we really don't know.
I can confirm they were listed in the 1023 that the FBI redacted. We don't know if they're legit or not, but we know that the foreign national claims he has them.
This oligarch was a high-ranking member or owner of Burisma?
Yes, that is exactly right. So
have you had any contact with him?
Unfortunately, nobody's had any contact with him for the last 3 years.
They're just grasping. It's in the 1023, the FBI, but we don't know if it exists. I mean, this has been their distraction all week in the shadows of this indictment and arraignment of their leader. Joining us now, a Democratic member of the new Republican-led House Committee on the so-called weaponization of the federal government, Congressman Colin Allred of Texas. Last month, he also announced a run for U.S. Senate to challenge Republican Ted Cruz in his state. Want to talk about that in just a moment. But first, respond to this. I mean, you're on this committee. Yeah. Is there any there? I mean, let me ask the question.
This is a smear first and confirm later, right? Mm-hmm. And we've seen this from this Congress where really, when they're talking about the weaponization of government, this is the weaponization of government. You take some allegation that may or may not even have any existence, and then you just put it out there, and then later you can retract it. But nobody. Do they know they're doing
it? Like when when you guys are talking? Like, do they know they're doing that? And it's sort of like snicker. This is what we're doing.
They know.
Or they know.
They know. Yeah. These guys. No one believes that Joe Biden is on the take. Okay. Joe never had any money until he wrote a book about his son dying. Right. So I think they know that. But these are also deeply cynical people.
Yeah. Hard to work with them?
Sometimes. I mean, you have to find common ground where you can. Some of the folks, particularly on that weaponization committee, are among the very worst of our, I think, actors in Washington. Mm-hmm. So maybe not those folks, but as you know, there are some that we can still work with.
Willie.
Yeah.
Congressman, good morning. It's great to have you on the show. I'm curious for your take on what we've seen. We're not surprised anymore by the lengths to which some Republicans in the House will go to defend Donald Trump. But on this, with the Mar-a-Lago documents case, to have even the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, sort of excuse away and say, well, the guy took some nuclear secrets. There was war planning in there. What about Hillary Clinton's server? I guess you can't be surprised. You know these guys very well. You work alongside them. But on something this grave and this serious, how do you deal with those people who are kind of just waving away somebody who steals nuclear secrets?
Well, I still am surprised. Even after all these years, I still hope that folks who say that they're serious about national security, who I think in other areas of their political careers have been serious about national security, will actually stick to that. This is a case about national security. We had some of our nation's most closely guarded secrets that anyone could have just walked in and taken a picture of and walked away. And we know that there were foreign agencies trying to get access to Mar-a-Lago. We know that there was a focus on trying to infiltrate that place. There was a Chinese spy arrested not long ago trying to go there. So I am still surprised, even after all this time, that some of the folks who I think have maybe spent a career building up credibility in national security are willing to throw it away just for one guy.
Congressman, you announced your bid for the Senate against very likable Senator Ted Cruz, and you already have raised $2 million. And Beto O'Rourke, he had to raise a ton of money, I think upwards of $80 million for his bid, and he ended up losing by about 3 points. What's different this time? Mm-hmm. How are you going to win in Texas?
Well, Texans can't afford 6 more years of Ted Cruz. I've had a lot of titles. I've been an NFL linebacker, civil rights lawyer, Obama appointee, congressman. But the most important one is dad. And when I thought about this, I thought, I don't want my boys to have Ted Cruz as their senator for the next 6 years. That's why I decided to get in this race. He's somebody who led the insurrection. I was there about 50 feet away when he objected to the results in Arizona. What's the junior senator from Texas doing, caring about that? I don't know. I remember when our state had a statewide freeze and when Texans were freezing in the dark, he decided that was a good time to go on vacation to Cancun. We know who this guy is. He's looking out only for himself. I have a very different story, but a very different Texas.